Hello, Piney sixth graders, and yet again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this. All right, got another video coming at you. A couple things. First, old business. I forgot last time to give a shout out to Sixth Hour because they were the class that had the highest rate of participation in my Zoom chat last week. 17 out of the 24 students is pretty impressive. Almost three-quarters of kids were there. So, good job, Sixth Hour. Speaking of Zoom chats, remember things had to change because we can't require school activities on Friday. I will be in Mr. Cleveland's Zoom chats on Thursday because Monday was already taken by some electives. And specials teachers, that was the easiest way to do it. So I hope to see you all on Thursday. Remember, you just need to show up once. You don't need to show up during your math hour and your science hour. Just show up during your math hour. If by chance you don't have Mr. Cleveland for math, just show up whatever hour you have science and we will welcome you. Okay, so folks, we've got that. Couple things. I need to talk about Edpuzzle. Okay, you'll notice, and we teachers are kind of all falling into different routines, right? Teaching remotely is new for all of us. And Edpuzzle for science works great. A lot of the science teachers from other elementaries have been sending messages back and forth or using it too, especially with weather. Guys, it's just hard. I could have you read about weather. It's just not the same. You need to see it. So things like demonstrations are key, but I can't really demonstrate things for you in person. We can't do lab experiments in person. So Edpuzzle is probably the best we can do, shy of just me shooting you a YouTube video, but then there's really not any follow-up. I can't see if you're getting the answers right. So Edpuzzle really is a top-notch resource. The other thing I want to show you, and it's not to scare you, is just why, from a teacher perspective, it's so good. I could screencast this up, but truthfully, I'd be worried about like showing student data. So I just took a picture on my phone, knowing that no student names were here. I want to show you what we teachers see on Edpuzzle. Okay, so we have a grading grid we can scroll through. There are no student names here, but, ooh, hey, well, that shows you how much we teachers have been texting each other. I didn't script that. All right, so here's the thing. The assignment is in the rows, and then your names go here. They're not on the picture right now. And then I can see your overall average, the time you're spending on assignments, and then how you're doing on those assignments. So like this student down here has done quite well on all of them, has done all of them. This student up here has done pretty well on 2 and has struggled on 3, but the time tells me at least they're watching and trying. This student here has not done any. And then you can see this student here has done well on the 3 they've tried, but on those 2 there, they just haven't even done it. So guys, the reason I show you that, I'm not trying to shame anybody, it's just it's easy for me to see who's doing the work and who isn't. Okay, and that's one of the other nice things about Edpuzzle is because I can't be like see you and check in with you in person. It gives me a really easy way of keeping track of things. So I say that not because I want to yell or scream at you, but just to let you know that if I have students who just haven't done anything in Edpuzzle or are falling way behind, we're getting to the point again where I'm looking to making parent contacts. Okay, so I'm glad I'm getting as many hits on these videos as I am. My worry is, guys, is I can teach you a little bit here, but not as much as in an Edpuzzle where you're answering the questions afterwards. Okay, so transitioning to that little bit I'm going to teach you before I tell you about today's Edpuzzle. Okay, Earth is three-dimensional. It is not flat. And when it comes to weather, that's one of the greatest challenges of understanding it. Now, like many, well, I don't know if lots of you have things at school you left. I hope not. Things like lunch boxes and whatnot. But us teachers have lots of stuff at school, including all my globes. I had to do the best I could. And I can see now the glare on that is terrible. That's a little better. So I made, from what I had, a green ball. Can't make a globe at home. But this is North America here. I don't know if you can see that. Like here's Mexico, there's Florida. Here would be the Midwest. Here's Canada. Truthfully, we don't even need to see a country. If you believe me that Earth is a sphere, that's good enough. Because when it comes to air masses, it matters that Earth is in 3D. So you know that the Earth is surrounded by layers of gases, right? Where you and I are at, closest to the Earth, the gases are thickest. Okay, but all of those gases are not the same, right? The air above the North Pole is very cold. Okay, it's probably not a surprise. The air above, where I can't even see on the, oh, there's Florida. The air above the Gulf of Mexico, right? A humid tropical sea. Well, it's a lot warmer and it's a lot more humid. So the air over Missouri, since it's over a continent, is usually, well, on the drier side, where air is not over an ocean, so it's going to be drier. But the question is, what if one of these air blobs from, say, out on an ocean gets blown over a continent? What if an air blob that was at the North Pole gets blown and is now over Missouri? Guys, air blobs don't stay in the same place. Air is a fluid, it can flow. So I want you to think, and yesterday have been great examples. The weather so far has been pretty much the same. On the warm side, right on the dry side, it's been very nice. Okay, we've been in a blob of air that has been warm and dry. But think back to last week, right, when it was very cool. We were in a blob of air that was cool. A blob of air from somewhere else had moved in. And so we need to think of Earth in 3D. And when it comes to us experiencing the weather we get, keep in mind that we are in blobs of air. And those blobs of air can have different characteristics, and they move around over the surface of the Earth, depending on which way the winds are blowing. All right. So there will be a spot in today's video where it asks you to stop and take notes. Okay, if you want to, that will help you with an activity. It will also stop and ask you to fill in a paper. Guys, I can't get you papers. It'd be a great activity if I could like print them out in a copier and hand them to you. So I just want you to do that activity in your head. You do not need to actually write it out, though I will say it'd be great practice if you wanted to. Hey, I tell you what, if you do that and go the extra mile and do it, take a picture and send it to me. And I will give you a big pat on the back, a digital pat on the back. That'd be awesome. But it's not required. Okay. Overall, I think I'm just looking over here at the side of my notes to make sure I don't forget anything. I think we're in pretty good shape here. Okay. Just one Ed puzzle for the day. It's about 8 minutes long. Those of you who might be behind, don't feel overwhelmed. You're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm backed up. I look at these Ed puzzles. Guys, some of the Ed puzzles are as short as 3 minutes. Okay, if you are behind, it'll show you in order. Just go through, and those Ed puzzles, you'll knock them out like nobody's business. As always, email me if you have questions. I'm more than happy to answer. And until next time, I will see you.